Simon's $10 million plea rejected. Premier League CEO Richard Masters dismisses referee's apology amid controversy. In an unprecedented turn of events that has sent shockwaves through the world of professional football, Premier League referee Simon Hooper's plea for a $10 million settlement has been categorically rejected by the league's CEO, Richard Masters. This decision comes in the wake of Hooper's highly controversial claims that he was subjected to bribery by Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta during the recent high-profile match against Manchester United. The implications of this scandal have sparked a wide-ranging debate over the integrity of officiating, and Hooper's career now hangs in the balance as he faces a looming 4-match ban. Analysts, fans, and former players have all weighed in, emphasizing the unprecedented nature of the allegations and the potential long-term consequences for the Premier League as an institution. The tension surrounding this controversy began to escalate in the aftermath of a highly contentious Premier League fixture, in which Arsenal emerged victorious over Manchester United with a narrow 1-0 win at the historic Old Trafford Stadium. The only goal of the game came in the first half when Arsenal's Italian left-back, Riccardo Calafiori, capitalized on a lapse in Manchester United's defensive coordination during a corner kick. The goal itself was met with mixed reactions, with Arsenal supporters praising Calafiori's opportunism and Manchester United fans lamenting their team's inability to maintain concentration during set pieces. Despite a spirited performance from United's recent signings, including Brazilian forward Matheus Cunha and versatile winger Bryan Mbeumo, the home side struggled to break down Arsenal's defense and failed to convert several key scoring opportunities throughout the 90 minutes of play. As the match unfolded, however, the focus shifted from the quality of play to the officiating, particularly surrounding a pivotal moment in the first half when Cunha appeared to be fouled inside the Arsenal penalty area. Hooper, who was officiating the match, controversially chose to let play continue, a decision that immediately drew sharp criticism from Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim. Speaking to reporters after the final whistle, Amorim expressed his frustration, stating, "It was a clear penalty. How the referee could miss that is beyond me. Decisions like this change the course of games, and it is incredibly disappointing." The missed call ignited heated discussions across sports media, with pundits debating whether the decision was a result of human error or something more concerning. In the days following the match, Simon Hooper broke his silence in a letter addressed to the Premier League, wherein he not only apologized for the controversial decisions made during the game but also made a startling revelation. Hooper claimed that he had felt pressured during the match and suggested that he had been influenced by Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta. In his statement, Hooper wrote, "I am deeply sorry for the decisions I made during the game. I must also disclose that I felt external pressure, and I believe this pressure came from Mikel Arteta, which may have affected my judgment on the field." The allegation immediately ignited a media frenzy, with headlines across newspapers, online platforms, and sports networks highlighting the potential ramifications of a referee accusing a high-profile manager of bribery. Richard Masters, the Premier League's CEO, responded swiftly to Hooper's claims, emphasizing that the integrity of the league's officials is of utmost importance. Masters firmly dismissed the allegations, stating, "The integrity of our officials is paramount. We do not take accusations of bribery lightly, and we will investigate this matter thoroughly. However, we have found no substantiated evidence to support these claims at this time." Masters' statement served to reassure fans and stakeholders, but it also set the stage for a deeper investigation into refereeing standards and the governance of the Premier League. The decision to reject Hooper's $10 million plea has further fueled debate among fans, with opinions sharply divided over whether the ban and dismissal were appropriate or whether additional scrutiny is warranted. The Premier League's handling of the situation underscores its commitment to maintaining high standards of officiating and safeguarding the integrity of the competition. Hooper is expected to serve a 4-match suspension, a disciplinary measure that has sparked controversy and debate. Some fans have expressed support for the decision, arguing that referees must remain impartial and accountable for their on-field performance. Others, however, have suggested that the ban could irreparably damage Hooper's career and set a troubling precedent for how the league handles officials under pressure. Analysts have pointed out that referees in the Premier League operate under intense scrutiny and that psychological pressure during high-stakes games is inevitable. This has led to renewed calls for better support systems for referees and a more transparent process for addressing disputes and allegations of misconduct. Meanwhile, Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal manager implicated by Hooper, has remained tight-lipped regarding the bribery claims. In a press conference following the scandal, Arteta stated, "We are focused on what we can control. Our victory was achieved through hard work, tactical discipline, and skill. I will not comment on unsubstantiated claims. Our priority remains the performance and development of our team." Arteta's refusal to engage with the allegations has not quelled speculation, with some media outlets continuing to probe his possible involvement while others emphasize the lack of evidence and the importance of protecting reputations from unverified claims. The fallout from the controversy has extended beyond the individuals directly involved, placing the Premier League under intense scrutiny. Fans, commentators, and former players have called for greater transparency in officiating, more rigorous training for referees, and stricter regulations designed to prevent corruption or undue influence. Social media platforms have been flooded with reactions, ranging from outrage at perceived injustices to support for stricter enforcement of rules against officials who fail to maintain impartiality. The debate has sparked a broader conversation about the pressures referees face in top-tier football, the influence of high-profile managers, and the need for institutional safeguards to protect both officials and the credibility of the sport. The match itself, which had been anticipated as a marquee fixture for the Super Sunday schedule, is now largely remembered for the surrounding controversy rather than the on-field action. Arsenal's goal and defensive organisation were overshadowed by discussions of officiating decisions and the integrity of referees. As the final whistle blew, confirming Arsenal's 1-0 victory, the stadium atmosphere remained tense, with Manchester United fans leaving Old Trafford in disbelief. Many supporters felt that the outcome had been unfairly influenced by mistakes, or perceived pressures, on the part of the referee, and the incident has since dominated fan forums, sports talk shows, and analysis segments across media outlets. Beyond the immediate controversy, the incident raises broader questions about the standards of officiating within the Premier League and the measures in place to ensure fair competition. With the season still in its early stages, the league now faces the dual challenge of restoring public confidence and ensuring that future matches are perceived as impartial and transparent. The stakes are particularly high in a league where outcomes have massive financial, reputational, and competitive implications for clubs, players, and officials alike. Sports integrity experts have emphasized that failing to address such controversies decisively could lead to long-term reputational damage, diminished fan trust, and increased scrutiny from both domestic and international regulatory bodies. As investigations continue and discussions unfold, the football community is watching closely to see how Simon Hooper's situation develops. Questions remain over whether he will be able to rehabilitate his professional reputation, whether further disciplinary actions might be taken, and how the Premier League intends to safeguard against similar incidents in the future. Fans are divided, pundits remain speculative, and the league itself faces the delicate task of balancing transparency, accountability, and fairness in an environment where every decision is magnified and dissected. Ultimately, this scandal is poised to shape the narrative of the current Premier League season, affecting perceptions of fairness, managerial credibility, and the role of referees in high-stakes matches. As Simon Hooper serves his ban and the Premier League undertakes any necessary investigations, the situation serves as a stark reminder of the pressures inherent in professional football, the high stakes involved, and the constant scrutiny faced by those who operate at the highest level. Whether Hooper can restore his career or whether this marks a definitive turning point in his professional trajectory remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: the Premier League, and the beautiful game itself, is once again under the spotlight, with integrity, accountability, and trust hanging in the balance.